Hello and welcome to a Minecraft tutorial video. I'm going to show you how to do some things with command blocks that are geared towards setting up a new world as a multiplayer server, like a realm or something like that. So let's get to it. I'm just going to call it testing, do a creative world. I have a seed that I like to use. Show coordinates should be on. Nothing else there. Multiplayer, I'm just going to leave it for myself for now. Cheats on. I always like to put on keep inventory, turn off mob griefing. And we're going to add a behavior pack, but that's not coming just yet. So let's create the world. So the first thing that I'm going to want to do is level out an area of terrain. And so /give at p command block. Okay. Staying on level 72. So this is going to be a repeat command, unconditional, always active. And execute at my location if it's me and I have a golden shovel in my main hand. Run fill from -4 blocks from me to +4 blocks from me to 20 blocks in the air with air. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to want to do is to level out some of this terrain, and that means putting a golden shovel in my hand and wandering around here. Do. So that quickly and efficiently levels me out an area to work with. Now, so same thing, repeat unconditional, always active, and this one is going to replace 2 layers of blocks below my feet if I have the shovel in my hand, 4 blocks by 4 blocks around me with stone. So put the shovel in my hand and walk around here, and it's going to replace this floor with stone. So ideally, a lot of what I'm doing now I'm going to want to do underground ultimately, but for this purpose it's just going to be better to show you up here. So now I want to go -15, -47. Okay. Unfortunately, I have to do this just because of screen recording. I don't know how to switch between programs. Need a better screen grabber. Oh yeah, /game rule do daylight cycle false. So I'm gonna put together some redstone and command blocks and kind of get you to just follow me here for a little bit. I'm going to go into bridge and put this together properly. But for now, where's stone? For now, just run with it here. So I'm going to have this shovel set up for 3 different custom modes. And the way I'm going to do that is by creating functions that will replace 2 of these 3 blocks with air and 1 of them with a redstone block. So this is position 1, position 2, position 3. That means that I'm going to have a redstone signal coming out of that, And I want to make sure that the signal strength coming out of there is 1, which is why it goes into a block here. So let's plunk down a command block. This one is going to be repeat command, unconditional, needs redstone. Okay, and with this one, we're going to execute this command. So it's going to test for, look for my name, and if I have a golden shovel in my main hand. So all this block is going to do is check. And it's going to be the same for all 3 modes. Oops. And the reason that I've done this is that I want to simplify the code for the computer to execute. So it's only going to be doing that unless it's true that I have a golden shovel in my hand. So the next we're going to have is a chain command. It's going to be conditional and always active. And in this case, we're going to replace, the tool typically wants to replace the block under my feet with grass path. We can change that. So let's go with stone, just in case we need to use it to replace stone blocks to get changed out. So another one here. So for some reason, when I duplicate this, it's not duplicating it as conditional. I ran into trouble with that before. So chain conditional, always active. The second mode for the shovel is going to be the one that we used there. So execute at my location, run, fill the blocks around me with air. And then the third one is going to be running a function. And the function is called level. So execute at my location, run function level. Conditional. Have to set that. Okay. So I've got 3 different modes for the shovel that are going to do 3 different things. I need to create a function for the third one to work. Let's continue on. Again, just trust me on this one here. So there's going to be 3 different functions for a thrown egg as well. And let's go with what that looks like. So unconditional, needs redstone. And this one, the first mode here is going to run a function called chunk. So we'll get in a moment to what that function does. But what I want to point out is it's going to execute at E-type egg. So it's going to find an egg item unless the block of the egg, one below it, is air. So if the egg's in the air, it's not going to do anything. If it's not in the air, it's going to run the function called chunk. Unconditional needs redstone, yes. So let's do the 2 other modes here for the egg. Okay, the second mode for the egg, Z egg. What Z egg is going to do is it's going to spawn a baby zombie and equip it, and we'll get into that in just a moment. Okay, and then the last one, again, we'll get into in just a moment, is going to be a structure function. So at the location of the egg, run structure load lamp. So I have to create a structure called lamp, and it's going to place it at that spot. And I actually want to go -1 by -1, now that I'm thinking about it. Okay. Unconditional needs redstone. Yeah, so those should all be set up properly. And the next thing for us to do is to go into a program called Bridge and create the functions. So 1 second. So here we are in Bridge. Let's go with a new project. We just want a behavior pack. crafting, I believe, is what I'm going with here. Project description, I'm not going to worry about it. So create. Now we want to create functions. And we go to new file. Under simple files here, we want to click function. Okay, that's gonna do some stuff for us. And the first function we're going to do is called level. So the function level is going to combine the two functions that we did previously. I'll tell you why we do that when we get back into Minecraft. But what that means is, so I'm going to fill the area around me to 2 blocks under my feet with stone, and I'm going to fill the area around me and above with air. So that's the level function. The next function we're going to do is the zombie egg function. So that one's a little bit more complicated. Now remember that the function is being executed at the location where the egg lands on the ground. So what that means is we're going to summon a zombie at the location where the egg lands, facing the player as a baby zombie. We're going to tag the baby zombie. So we're going to, in that square, radius of 0, we're going to find something of family monster. So this could act unpredictably if there was another monster in that exact square, but otherwise it's going to add the tag subject to our baby zombie. And then using that subject tag, we're going to start doing some stuff. We're going to add a tag to it, so we're going to call it Horde 1. And we're going to replace its helmet with an iron helmet. We're going to replace its chest plate with an iron chest plate. Replace its sword with an iron sword. And we can only enchant what's in its hand. So we can enchant the sword with sharpness, fire aspect, and we can apply effect. So we're going to apply speed 2 to the baby zombie of an infinite time frame. I can't remember what the true is, but if you do slash effect, then Minecraft will help you to understand how to fill that in. And the last thing we're going to do is remove the tag subject, so that we're always only identifying one mob with the tag subject. Okay, that's the Z egg function. So next one we're going to do is the functions where we switch between different modes for our tools. So shovel 1. Shovel 1 puts a redstone block in the first location. Shovel 2 puts a redstone block in the second location. Shovel 3, similarly, and on and on. Oops. Egg 1. Oh, don't know what happened there. Egg 1. What's happening? Oh, aim assist categories. Alright. Aim assist categories. Why don't we go ahead and delete that? Okay. 2. Feed function. And the last one. Oops. Egg 3. Okay. Save all. And then we're going to go back to Minecraft. Alright, so back in Minecraft, we have to save and quit. and come back in. So now, if I type in function, what? Not found. Oh, yeah. We need to add the behavior pack into here. Testing, activate. Add the pack anyway. Okay. Slash function. Now I look down here and I see that all my functions are loaded. I see that I don't have an egg1 function. I'm not going to cry about it right now. So egg is in position 1. Shovel. So let's do shovel 3 slash function shovel 3, and that's going to put our shovel onto that mode. So what that means is I'm using the function called level, which means that I'm replacing the blocks below my feet and the blocks above me at the same time. There may be another way to do that, but the reason that I did that, so this one checks for a condition, and if that condition's true, then it executes this command block. Now, if I were to put another command block in that chain, this one's conditional. If I said unconditional, always active, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about this check anymore, and this one's just going to keep doing it. It's going to provide the wrong results. So what I want to happen is that if this is true, I have a shovel in my hand, then I want it to activate this container, which contains multiple lines of code, which is just 2 lines of code. I hope that makes sense. So with my shovel on mode 3, it looks like that. I can literally just kind of like fill that over. Notice how it's 2 blocks thick. And then the egg function, so this first one is called chunk. Position 1 is chunk. Now, I know that this is a chunk corner based on my math. So minus 15 and minus 48. Chunks are from 0 to 15 in the positive, and minus 1 to minus 16 in the negative. So I did myself a little Excel spreadsheet where I keep adding 16 in the negative. And why no? Run function chunk. Egg, and let's block air, run function chunk. Slash chunk. Function chunk not found. I didn't make function chunk. Okay. Just hang here real quick while I fill in function egg1. And create function chunk. I'll show you that function. Oops. Okay. Save all. Save and quit. And then go back in. So what is function chunk? It is this. Actually, I don't need that, do I? Just this. So what it is filling lines with gold blocks. So it's 0, 0 in the X, and from 0 to 15 in the Z. So what it's going to do is moving away from you in two different directions. It's going to, or what it's going to do is create lines of gold blocks that run the perimeter of a square. That's 16 blocks by 16 blocks, and then it puts blocks into the corner that are diamond blocks. So it's all a bunch of fill commands that do that. Now, like I said, I did the math to know where that square was, and now every time I throw an egg on the ground, I can then produce another one of those squares that show me where the chunk is. So let's do a couple more of those. And now we're going to want to have, wait, that ain't right. Okay. This is a perfect example here. So the first one replaces the block below our feet, set block with stone, right? So I did this in the wrong location, which means I can grab my gold shovel and it's just going to change the block below my feet to stone. And that means that everything is in the wrong location, so I can just go ahead and keep erasing. That was unfortunate. And what's going on here? So this is wrong and that's wrong. And it's all wrong. I don't think it's wrong in that direction, but anyway. Alright, so that was supposed to be here, which means this was supposed to be here, which means I need to put the block back there. Yeah. Alright, kind of, sort of, more like that, like. Okay, so we want to make sure that this redstone, these command blocks, are always going to be active. So we're going to go from -16 to -60, -48. To 15 -33. And so this area in here, these two chunks, are going to be my ticking area. So I go slash area, add, and then paste these coordinates in. And it's going to tell me added a ticking area. So that means that these two chunks are always going to be loaded no matter where I am in the world. Okay, so let's change this one to the second state. And that state is the zombie egg state. So I have to be really careful with my golden shovel. In fact, I'm not even going to have it on me until I plan to use it for something. So zombie egg creates a baby zombie, gives it all this fancy stuff. It has the tag horde1. So @e tag equals horde1. Close bracket. I keep forgetting the close bracket. Boom. So all of the mobs that have that tag just died. And there was only one. But things can get a little absurd if you want them to. So now they're all dead. That's the second mode. And using that methodology, you can create any different kind of mob, equip them in all kinds of different ways. So then the third one, slash function, egg3. So egg3 is the structure. And the structure, let's grab these and torches. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this one is just this little simple bad boy here. So just like in a Plains village or whatever. So in order to use that as a structure, I need to create it into a structure. And I could write down these coordinates, minus 13, 72, minus 38, minus 11, minus 36, and 75, not 76 because it's block below my feet. And I could type them into a structure command, structure add, blah, blah, blah. Slash give at p structure block. Okay. This is a structure block. This is a structure block. So what I want to do with this is define myself a structure. I don't want -1. I want to not have the ground in there. The height is 4 blocks, looks like. Yeah. And then I don't want the structure block in there. Is it the Z direction? Yeah, because we're looking at blue. Yeah, that's 1 block. So blue direction is going to be 3. And then the green direction, again, we're looking at, no, the red direction, yeah, 3. Okay, so that's created, that's framed in my structure properly. We're going to call that lamp. So my structure lamp. And we're going to save it. Now notice there's an export button too, is I could save this file to the computer and then be able to import them later. So, or import them into another world. So this is the lamp here. I saved it. I actually don't need the structure block here anymore, but whatever. Important to note that hitting of save doesn't apply when I close Minecraft and open it again. So I have to resave that structure block if I want to use it again after I'm open Minecraft. So we've got this set on this, we've got this set on this, and we're going to go with grass block. Grass path. Okay. So what's that going to do? So now, if I have my golden shovel in my hand and my eggs, I can walk around and make path right below my feet. So wherever I walk is going to turn into path. Okay, remove the shovel, stops doing that. Now with the egg, I can start placing these lamps. With the egg, I can start placing these lamps. Can I not? Repeat unconditional needs redstone. Syntax error. Yeah, that looks like a syntax error to me. Why? What's going on here? Yeah, what's going on here indeed? I screwed that up when I typed that in. So So squiggle -1, squiggle, squiggle -1, which means that I want to offset it by 1 in the X and Z directions so that I access the center of this little lamp shape. Okay, I think I fixed it. Yeah. So now I can throw eggs, and wherever I throw an egg, it's going to put a lamp. And I could just as easily do that with a bigger structure and get kind of ridiculous and absurd. But anyway, that's all I wanted to show for this video. Thank you for joining me.